Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, everyone. This is Nimisha here. I am a passionate HR coming with 14 years of experience into the global HR field and also working in the various segments of industry, say retail, healthcare, BPO, logistics, and of course with the IT product-based company. And my last role was with a global IT firm wherein I was leading the talent engagement and experience. And this is a topic which is very close to me. So coming over to apart from my work role from HR, I'm also an NLP practitioner, and that actually leads me to engage and understand the employees' behavior and the patterns, what makes them feel great. Uh, Also, friends, since I'm on a break since April due to this pandemic situation, and that's why I'm here on a journey of exploring life. So that's all about myself.
Actually, I would like to understand what does employee engagement actually means to you?
Okay. For employee engagement, let me start with a story, in fact, because we all love stories and we are grown up with the story hearing. So there was a man and he used to milk his cows every day. Okay. And apparently he looked like the cows were not getting stronger, and he felt that someone is stealing the milk from the cows. So he decided, let him wake up, let him be awake whole throughout the night and see whether there is any steal, when someone is stealing the milk from the cows. And that's when he decided, and he saw there was a woman who came from the sky, and he was surprised. But after some time, he said, no, let me again look for the another day and see if she comes again so that he can be planned enough to keep a trap on that woman. And like that, he went ahead, he made a plan, and the next day he saw that woman again reappeared. And this time he was with the foolproof plan. So that woman got trapped in that, and she asked, what happened? I want to leave. And this man said, what are you doing here? Why are you stealing the cows? The milk from the cows. And the woman said, I coming from the sky and we don't have anything. So that's why I'm here to bring the food to my people. And that man was astonished. He felt, what? But then he said, okay, on one condition I can let you leave. And that is you have to marry me. And the woman agreed. She said, okay, but I do have one condition. I can marry you provided you give me 3 days time when I can go back to my place and bring the box. And she needs time to prepare. So the man agreed, okay. And after 3 days, the woman came back. And she came back with a box and she mentioned, I've married you, but now I want you not to touch this box, not to open the box. That's the trust I wanted from you. The man said, okay, fine. What's a big deal? Sure. But on one day, the woman had to step out. And this man could not resist. What is there inside that box? His curiosity was there. What is there? And he tried to open it. He opened it and he saw the box was empty. And the woman came from outside and she saw there was something. And this woman asked, did you open the box? He said, yes, I opened. And she said, and he said, I opened, but I didn't find anything. The box was empty. And this woman said, I'm going to leave you. And the man was surprised. What? I opened the box and then you wanted to leave me just because of this reason? She said, no, I'm not leaving you because you opened the box. I'm leaving you because you said you couldn't find anything in the box. You said the box was empty. This box is filled with the space. That is whatever she had, the memories, the experiences, what she had from her space family is everything in that box. And she felt, if you can't see my space, I don't think we can be together. And that's exactly the employee engagement is. when we try to understand each other's space, the experiences, the worth of each other, that's when the organization and the employee would get engaged.
That's actually a wonderful story in terms of the alignment. I never happened to like pitch in like what exactly is the story and how exactly you're going to talk about employee engagement in the end. But you beautifully pictured it, everything. Please continue.
Thank you. Yeah. So one more thing I would say that, so engagement is not a destination, it is the journey. Let me tell you one more story about this.
Sure, let's go ahead.
So, okay, now how do I relate with it? Every Sunday, okay, my husband and I would take our kids for a drive, Sunday drive, Sunday evening for a drive in the car. And my kid would often ask, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Because he doesn't seem to enjoy what's the scene. He's more concerned about the destination. And my husband would say, we are not there yet. There is no there. That means what he mentioned there, it means there is no destination. We are just going for a drive. So we'll go there and we'll return home. Similarly, engagement is also a journey. You cannot actually arrive at one situation. For example, we know about the quality initiative. The best of the companies go for the quality initiatives in terms of their product or services. Even if they reach at a certain level, they look forward for the improvement, the quality improvements. And that's where you would have heard about the terminologies like TQM, total quality management, coming up. And these are actually become very important part of every organization. So similarly, engagement is also a journey. It's not a destination.
Great to hear your insights onto the same. So let's move ahead to our first question, which is what are the components of employee engagement? So if you can beautifully narrate into a story, that our audience to correlate again.
Okay. Well, for components, what I said, again, I would just come back to the same story of we mentioned about the women, the sky women.
Mm-hmm.
So there are three components. One is the cognitive, one is the emotional, and the other one is behavioral. So the three aspects. Now for cognitive, it is understanding about the belief of the employee or the woman, as we mentioned in the story, how she's able to connect to that woman or to the earth, to that man. So for example, it is a belief the employee holds towards the company and their values. For example, when the employee says, I would like to recommend my organization as a great place to work. So it is a belief, So that's how we say about the cognitive. When we talk about emotional, we all understand emotions. That's about our feelings. Okay. So when the employee has a feeling about his colleagues or the superiors, that's when the employee engagement rise. That means he says, I'm satisfied with this work. Why is he satisfied? Because he feels his supportive team and the organization and the peers. Similarly, when he feels that, I feel a sense of commitment towards my organization. And that addresses your emotional aspect. And the third aspect is your behavioral. And now this is what the employee exhibits at the work environment. That means he is ready to go to the extra mile to do the job of what he wants, or he's willing to go extra to ensure that he is part of the organization success and achievements.
So
Yeah,
being like
I
being
hope
connected. Yes, you made completely sense to me. So I hope our viewers can also go ahead and make a sense out of it. So it's like being connected at starting with the faith, and then emotions are involved into the place. So we as an Indian are very much have a valuable beliefs in terms of the emotions. When we are associated with the company for a very long duration, then we have an emotional connect also. And then in the end, obviously, it's like the behavior which is being exhibited to go extra mile and to take care of the company goals, visions, not exactly onto the company perspective, but thinking that, okay, fine, this is my goal now.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so let's move ahead to the second part of this discussion, which is like, what are the drivers of employee engagement? So what do you think that actually drives the employee engagement?
Okay. So, generally, when we think about our work experience, it is actually, we always connect everything with our emotions and feelings. And that's where the employee engagement as well. So these are the deep feelings and emotions that employees have towards their position, towards the management, and towards the organization. So when managers or the leaders manage these drivers and they in turn give them the positive experience to the employees, that's when they consistently drive to do their best work. And how can these managers or the organization or the management do? I would talk about the 10 drivers. The first one is your recognition. So systematically acknowledging your employees and making them special, when they do good work. So that's number one. Number two, you're on your career development. So helping employees, to grow and learn towards and advancing them in their career, that helps them towards the engagement part. The third one, I would say it's most important, is one of one's immediate manager, because their actions and behaviors are the one which employees, truly believe in. So how your reporting manager, the immediate reporting manager would do, that also makes a very important decision in terms of how employees engaged. The fourth one is about your strategy and mission. So every employee's goals, when you link with the larger goals of the organization and towards the mission, is when the employee feel, yes, I'm contributing towards the organization. So as long as you make them align with the organization goals is important in aspects of strategy. The next one is about your job content. Now, you are performing a role. You are being hired as a software engineer. You are being hired as an HR or a talent acquisition. But the flexibility to do your job on the best way determines how engaged the employee is. So the flexibility to do your own, the way what needs to be done and how best you can do it, that determines in the job part. The next part is senior managers' relationship with employees. So it's very important to have visibility of the senior leadership, that they are known and visible to the employees. So when we talk about the open forum, yes, I can approach my leadership. I can suggest the initiatives. So these are the important factors of how the senior leadership's visibility. The next is open and effective communication. So that is the providing employees ready access, how they can, how they are accessible towards the information of the organization, how they can contact somebody if I have to contact, being in HR, if I have to contact in finance. So I have the resources, okay, from finance, so-and-so person would help me with the payroll. So that kind of accessibility helps the employees to be connected with the organization. The next one is the co-worker satisfaction and coordination. So it's very important, as I mean, which organization or which individual is that who doesn't want to engage with the co-workers. So the good amount of the good rapport you share with the co-workers is when you are more engaged about it. The next one is availability of resources. As I covered in the previous part, you have necessary tools, you have so much necessary budget, you have necessary support of work, and all these actually derive on the expected expectations of the employees. The last, must not the least, about the organization culture. Yes, the value of the organization, which shape the organization and the actions of its workers or the employees, is how it is determined that, yes, these are the important aspects of the employee engagement. So I
Great.
hope it was helpful.
Yes, you explained each and every point so nicely to us. Okay. Now the last part of the discussion, and through that we'll be coming to an end. Though I don't want to end this conversation, it feels like you can keep going on. All right. Who should be actually involved into the employee engagement initiatives?
That's not a simple question.
Tricky one, right?
Actually, yes. So I would say, each member of the organization plays an important role in the towards the shaping of the employee engagement strategies. And if I say the each member, yes, that also depends upon if the organization is going to commit and truly making engagement as a priority. Yes, then everyone needs to be buy in and then do their part. So now in this, when we talk about organization, every member, I would categorize into 4 categories. The first one about the leadership or the senior leaders, which covers your CEO of the organization. The second one is HR. The third one about your managers, and the fourth one, employees. That's how the complete organization is covered. Now, let me take into why and how these leadership are involved in the engagement process. So leaders are the advocates, they are the most powerful influencers of the organization, and their attitude determines what flows down and influences every individual in the organization. So when we talk about, they set their examples, their examples actually set the tone that yes, in our organization, engagement is a priority. And how the leaders, I would take from my examples of the organization which I have worked. So the leaders used to demonstrate the enthusiastic attitude towards engagement. They used to communicate the changes in the strategy. They used to be involved in the long-term vision of the engagement. So these are the responsibilities through which leaders can actually, what do you call, the focus on the engagement initiatives. Coming back to the HR part, yes, that's a general myth. Yes, HR drives it, employee engagement. But I would say, HR is behind the scenes maestro. Yes, they are not into the front part, but they play behind the scene scare. So they take the ownership, of course, of the initiatives just to ensure that these run smoothly without any hiccups. And how to, as an HR, play an important role. They ensure that they hold manager and the employees accountable for the engagement actions. They try to invest in the engagement software and ensure they train the managers and the employees how we can best derive out of it. They make sure that they support the managers and supply them with the useful tools and resources. So these are certain responsibilities on how HR is, playing the role behind the scenes. Now, the third aspect is the manager. Yes. Now, I would say this is the number one touch point for employees. Yes, managers are, responsible for implementing the engagement initiatives. Yes. So when I say, we talk about they are implementing, that means it is decided by the leadership and HR. So whatever initiatives, engagement strategies are discussed, so managers go on to implement. And then they serve as a sounding board for the employees. And then they replay those concerns to the leadership and to the HR. So how they do it? They develop strong relationship with the employees. They recognize and celebrate strong individuals. They create the motivating goals. They ensure they try to identify, the promoting, the promising individuals so that they can take up the next role or the next opportunities, the top talent individuals. So these are the managers, how they play an important role. And towards the last, we would say like the fourth aspect of employees. Now, tell me, is it anything possible implement the employee engagement strategies without employees? What do you say? No?
Practically no.
So of course, employees are the core important part because they know they are the one who are going to tell us what is working, what is not working. We are going to get the feedback from them. And these initiatives, they will let us know on, what has to be considered, what has to be improved. So now how the employees are going, what are their roles, how they are responsible, they provide us the feedback on what is working, what is not working. They participate in the employee focus groups to ensure what are the best experiences we can create for our organization. They provide an update on the personal goals. We need to know what are their goals, what are they looking for. And that's how we pass on the information to the manager, to the HR, and the leadership. Similarly, they try to seek out the development opportunities, the learning experiences. So to sum up, I would say that to make a real change in an organization, it is not possible until unless, as I mentioned the first when we started, that until unless these four categories of people, are aligned and they buy in. And when everyone understands, accepts, and embraces the result, it will lead in improvement in productivity, turnover, and customer experiences. So I would say, Pragya, given here this employee engagement is one aspect which I was leading it, and it's one of my favorite topic. I can talk for hours and hours, but then it's very important. We can catch up some other time, and would be happy to share my experiences, and of course would love to learn from them.
Sure. And any feedback that you wanted to give us for our forum, which is like HR Success Talk, about your overall experience, though I know it's a very short duration that you got added up due to me, but still I would love to listen to it.
I would say yes, keep up the great work, and this is a beautiful platform. I try to Google it, research it, and this is the really a great platform, whether it is for the student community or the starting professionals, or even for the engaged, experienced professionals like me, to learn about the various insights about each and every topic, about what's happening in the HR industry, and to connect it, because it is the experience which matters. So I'm honored to be part of this community and to share the platform with you, Pragya. So thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Nimisha, for your time.